Hello everybody, it's Wendy and today we're going to make a bracelet using products from Jesse James Beads. So we are using the Gunmetal Roses kit, that's Little Mini Mix, that's what this one is, and the Color Classics Strand in Scarlet. Okay, so I've got these two. I have removed these two tassels and these little gold pieces. These were on the Color Classics in Scarlet, and these were in the Gunmetal Roses, and I'm just not going to use them with this project. But I do have all of these other beads, so this is a mixture of both of those, the Gunmetal Roses kit and the Color Classics in Scarlet. But first of all, our encouraging word for today is follow your heart. Okay, so if you want to make this with me, you're going to need a couple of things. You're going to need a 3 to 1 strand, a couple of 3 to 1 strand reducers. Okay, that's these little things right here. It's just 3 strands down to 1. Some chandelier earrings can be used for this, you know, however you want to do it, but 3 strands down to 1. You're going to need a toggle. You're going to need 2 pieces of fairy silk. So this is Valentine's Day is coming up, and this is a very Valentine's Day-ish bracelet that we're going to make. So it's a lot of red. So 2 pieces of fairy silk. I have these two cut at approximately, let me see how big they are, about 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 inches. Whoa, my camera just about fell over. Okay, sorry, technical problems. About 17 inches there for the fairy silk on either side. And we may trim it. I don't know. It just depends. You're going to need 2 of these little ribbon ends. You can use cord ends. You can use crimp ends, whatever you have. But these are just what I had that matched each other. And then we've got a bunch of beads here. So I have 2 jump rings, and I may end up getting out more jump rings. We have these rhinestone rondelles, and I believe these were on the strand, the Scarlet Color Classics strand in Scarlet. I can't remember what was in each thing. I should have paid attention, but I didn't pay very good attention. But I know all these roses came in the Gunmetal and Roses kit. Here is a really pretty rhinestone bead. We've got some disco ball beads here. And the reason I pulled that Scarlet strand out is because this fairy silk is kind of the brighter red. The Gunmetal Roses kit was a very deep red, and so I needed some of these beads from the Scarlet strand in order to make, you know, this fairy silk kind of go better. All right, and then you're going to need 2 lengths of bead stringing wire. I am using 7-strand bead stringing wire, and do we want to, yeah, you're going to need, I was debating, I was going to do a 3-strand, but I think I'm just going to cut this middle loop off and do a 2-strand because some of these beads are pretty big and they're going to need room in there. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm just going to cut it off and do a 2-strand instead of the 3. So let's see here. I don't know if that's probably long enough. That's probably long enough even with the crimping because we just want that to go across the middle part. Well, yeah, we just want that to go across the middle part of our wrist. I'm just kind of thinking out loud here. So I'm going to cut this in the middle. This is 7-strand beading wire again. And now that I've cut it, it is about 7.5 inches per strand. Okay. You're going to need some crimp tubes. So I've got 2x2 crimp tubes in here from Beadalon. That's these. We're going to use them. And you could use wire guardians if you wanted to. With this being a bracelet, you know, I don't know. It just depends on what you want to do. I'm not going to use wire guardians, but with this being a bracelet, you may want to. Why can't I not get this lid off? Using my cutters is probably not the thing I should do, but that's what I did. Okay, dumping out some of those crimp beads. Alrighty. So, I have spacers. I have, like I said, all of this came in either the Gunmetal Roses or the Color Classics. So here's what we're going to do. First, we're going to string up the middle. Okay, so I kind of want it to wrap around, you know, I want it to go all the way around my wrist. This is going to be a multi-layer wrap. So let's move some of these things out of the way. Let's move the toggle for sure. We're not going to use him for a while. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my cutters and I'm just going to clip this middle ring off. Okay? Because, like I said, these beads are kind of big and I don't want them to be too close together. So we're just going to clip that off to where we've got 2 strands here, and that's what we're going to work with. I'm going to take my crimp tube. Let me zoom in here so y'all can see what I'm doing with the crimping. I'm going to take my crimp tube. I'm going to go right through this loop and right back through my crimp tube. Okay? So just like that. Now, with these, you want to give it a little room here to have some movement. So don't go all the way up to your little thing there. Just leave it about, you know, give it just a little bit of room to have some movement. I'm sorry, I know my finger's covering the crimp, but I kind of have to hold it in place. And then we're going to lay this in our crimping pliers. And we're just going to press down firmly. Okay, and see what that does? That creates that little dent in the middle. Then we're going to turn this sideways, and I always use the second little divot here for some reason. I don't know why, I just always do. And close it right up. And there's our little crimp. Okay, we're going to do the same thing with our other strand up here. So putting our crimp tube on, coming right through. And I'm not leaving a whole lot of wire sticking out here because I didn't cut these really big to start with. And I do need to leave a little bit more than that though. And I'm just trying to crimp small right here. So I'll have enough wire down on the bottom. But like I said, leave a little room here for it to have some wiggle. About like that. It's good. Crimp it down. That didn't crimp very good. Let's see if it'll close up. It will. Okay. Sometimes you get it good, sometimes you don't. Alright, there we go. We have 2 good crimps. Tug on them, make sure they're not coming loose, and you're good to go. Okay, I'm going to zoom back out just a little bit. Alright, now we're going to bead this up. So let's see here what I want to do. There's a lot of sparkle, and I really want to get the sparkle on here. I want to use some of these. These, because they're a large hole, they have to have either a bicone inserted in them or like this bead cap will work, or this spacer will work. Here's some bicones too. So let's see what we got. Let's do a barrel bead. I'm going to do these the same on each side. So a barrel bead there, barrel bead here. Okay. And then, now these the barrel beads could go in here. So here, I'll show you what I mean. Let's put one of these guys on. I love these rhinestone beads. So see how it sits down in the barrel bead? It doesn't sit in it as well as it does in some other things. Let's try it with this. So let's put this on next to the barrel bead. And then we will put this on and see if it sits a little better in that. And see, it does. It just sits a little better in that bead than it does in the barrel bead. For some reason, it's just the way it is. So I'm going to put another one of those on. I'm going to do the same on the bottom strand. And you could bead the strands up different if you want. I just am in the mood to do them the same right now. Okay, just like that. Let's see. Let's get one of these disco guys. Well, let's space that out a little bit because it's a lighter red. These are really pretty. Let's do this one. Okay. And then the disco ball maybe. Let's do a small spacer and the disco ball. Oh, you know what? I have rhinestone spacers. I forgot about those. Small spacer and the disco ball. Then let's use these rhinestone spacers. They are so pretty. So we'll get a rhinestone spacer on this one, a rhinestone spacer on this one, and then we'll go in with a couple of our dark red rondelles. Very pretty. Okay, and then I want to do these bigger roses. Is that about that's about the middle, I think. Let's do these bigger roses. Now these guys will spin around on your wire when you're putting them on, but when you crimp, if you crimp tight, and then when you're wearing them, of course, they're going to lay against your arm, so they should be okay. Even if you don't get crimped tight enough when you're wearing it, it'll just flip it over against your arm and you should be good to go. I'm trying to get this inside this little bead, the tail there. Okay, now let's see what we got. So we've got our roses. Let's do a bicone. Bicone and another of these really pretty rhinestone rondelles, or rhinestone large hole beads, whatever you want to call them. And then let's do this again. So that works pretty good on the other side. Now I do have these. I don't think I'm going to use these this time on this. And I've got these, and I might use one of these as a dangle. But probably just one of them. Let's see now. Let's go this big red. Well, let's go disco ball bead again. Where'd the other one go? There it is. Disco ball bead. I've got these. I have this bigger red one. Let's use this next. Let's do this bigger red one here. And same on the other side. Just keep wanting to scoot down. Then let's do a small little spacer here. And what next? Those are pretty. I'd kind of like to get into one of these though. We'll do those. And the rhinestone rondelle. Let me scoot this down so you can see what I'm doing. Rhinestone rondelle. I've been having camera issues lately. And then let's see. I like these round ones. Let's get those on there too. I think I'm just going to put the roses in the very middle. Get these round guys on there. And that is probably getting close to long enough. What do I want to finish off with? Let's see, let's just go ahead and finish off, let's just finish off with these like we did on the other end. That's good. And this one. Okay, now we're going to crimp again, just like we did on that other end, okay? So right here, same exact thing. Putting our crimp bead on, going right through here. Back around. I'm going to go through this bead. See if I can get it to come out of the bottom. It does here if I can grab it. There we go. Now pull this fairly tight. Like I said, you need some room up here for that to move. But you don't want your beads to have a lot of space in between them. So, you know, make sure they're fairly tight. It's down here. It's not, you know, wonky and got space down there or something. So pull that fairly tight and then crimp. Okay, turn it sideways. Close it up. And if you have a little bit sticking out here, just trim it off. That's good. Okay, and same with the other side. Right on there. Right through here. And come right back through the crimp bead and one bead if you can. Pulling it tight. And you may have to scoot your crimp down there to get that pulled up, but Okay. And that's pretty good. I'm just laying everything. I did that upside down. No, I didn't. It just didn't look, it didn't crimp down very good. There we go. There we go. Give it another one. You've got to have that little divot in the middle or it's not going to turn very well or fold up here very well. There we go. Okay, and go ahead and trim this off. All right, now there's our middle piece. Now, like I said, when you have this laying on your arm, you spin these around, they're gonna, you know, they're gonna stay there. So there's what we've got. Okay, now we're gonna take our fairy silk. These should be the same length. Everything should be good. And we're gonna attach our fairy silk right on with, how are we gonna do this? I'm gonna need 2 more of those. And unless I just want to tie it on. I could just tie it on. I'm thinking of the other end with my clasp too. There's a couple ways you can do it. You can just tie it on, and it's kind of cute when you do. I think with this one, you could even wire wrap, which would be cute too. I don't think I want to wire wrap though on this, because it tends to get scratchy on my arm. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna... how do I want to do this? Hold on, let me think this through. Okay, so here's what we're going to do, because I don't really want it to be... I don't really like the way those look. I'm not crazy about the way these look either, but these are all I've got. And I thought about tying it, but I think it's going to look neater like this. So these are fold over little ends. And if you have a wider pair of pliers, it's good to use, but I'm just putting it in there and bending the end over here. I'm going to put it in this side and bend this one over, and it makes a nice secure little connection for your fairy silk. So I'm going to trim this off because I don't really want that on there, sticking out really big. Okay, there we go. And then we're going to do the other side. Same thing. And we're just going to bend it down. Same as the other one. And put this right over here. Okay, we can trim off that little frazzle if you want to. Okay, and here we have it. So now I am going to pick a very small jump ring. Let me go ahead and trim that just a little bit more. I need a precision pair of scissors. Had one, used to have one. I don't know what happened to it. It was a very tiny pair. Okay. Let me grab a couple of jump rings that are not quite so big. Some little 6mm or 4mm. I think these are 6mm here. Those will work. And we're just going to attach this right here. And I do want to attach it that side down, you know, so that the folded part is underneath. Even though it may flip when you're wearing it, it probably will. But we're going to attempt to put it on that way anyhow. Okay, so let's just put this on here. And like I said, I'm going to try to put it with that. Now this, it's blocking. There we go. Okay, just going to close this up. These are thick, thick jump rings. I don't know where I got these, but they're great. Really thick, thick jump rings. Okay. Now, if you wanted to put a crimp bead cover on here, you could. I do have some. And I may do that. Let's see what we've got. I have small ones. Here's a couple of medium ones that might work. Are they hooked together? They're stuck together. But a crimp bead cover would probably look good there. They are really stuck together. Goodness, there we go. Okay, so these two really are. I don't know if they're going to come apart. Maybe they will. not very easily. Oh, there they did. Okay, so a crimp bead cover, you know, if you want to use that, you can just take it, put it right over your crimp. And these may be a little small for this. You can open them up a little bit. I did have some bigger ones. Yeah, here's a size up. I'm not sure what size these are meant for. They look kind of big. Here is a... Mine are all mixed together, so that's the bad thing. Here's a medium-sized one. So it's not that little tiny one, it's a little bit bigger. And you can use your crimping pliers for this. It makes it a little bit easier to hold them. I have trouble with them no matter what I'm doing it with. They're just, they don't get along with me, but they do look better over your, you know, just cover your crimp up there and then just round the little guy right back out. And see, it just looks like a little bead. It does look a whole lot better. So let me, here's another one of that size. I don't use them all the time, but on something like this that's pretty obvious, it's going to be right on your wrist, you know, right there on the top, maybe a good idea to use it. I need 2 more of those middle-sized ones. One of these days, I'm going to separate them all out. You guys know, if you've been watching me for very long, that I did all my jump rings, all of them except the silver ones. I still haven't done the silver ones. It's just like, I look at them and think, oh, that's so much work. I have so many silver jump rings, and to separate them all out. And I know I never should have put them all together, but when you're first beading, you don't realize these things. And so one day I'm going to do it. Right now I'm working on, every Sunday we go up to my in-laws, and so I take my Swarovski crystals every Sunday, and I'm working on separating all of them. So maybe when I get done with all of them, getting them organized in their little containers, then I will move on to my jump rings, and then I'll move on to my crimp bead covers. One day I'll get it all separated out, and it'll be perfect. Right? Right. All right, so there's that one, and I'm going to put one more on if I can find that size. Here it is. And we'll throw this one on here. And it does really make them look a lot better, I gotta say. It's definitely a better look. Okay, so we got all those on. Now we're gonna hook our little, let me put these away because I just have so much stuff going on right here right now. Just get these out of the way, because knowing me, I'll knock this whole tray off. See, they're in this little acrylic tray. I'll knock that whole tray off and they'll fall on the floor. Then I'll have to get Robobot out here cleaning them up. So... Alrighty, okay, so here we have it. So this bracelet will go on like this, okay? It's going to wrap around many times, and I want to make sure that I get the toggle on right, so I'm trying to just, this is why I'm doing this right now, okay? Alright, so we have it when it's on here and it's fairly tight, which is how I want it. Let me get it a little tighter. Alright. See, it ain't all that easy to do it, and I'm not here. I'm here by myself, so, you know, you just gotta make do, people. Alright, okay. So this one wraps around to the bottom. This one doesn't. So I'm going to cut this one because I want them both to end up right around here. You know, that's what you want. Okay, so I'm going to cut this one right about here. So when I wear it, I can put that toggle. Okay. Now, I think, do I want to tie the toggle on? I think I'm going to tie the toggle on. I think that would be cute. And you can do this. So you just take it, you just put it right through here. Okay. And then I'm just going to tie it in a knot. I'm going to do a double knot. Gives it a cute little boho look. I'm going to do the other end the same way. Come on now, get in there. I'll try to tie this one a little shorter. I hope I didn't shorten that other one too much. I may have to try to undo it. It's really hard to undo this stuff after you, believe me, if you get it on here in a double knot that's pretty tight, it's not coming off. Not even if you want it to. Okay, there we go. They're cute tied on like that. It just gives it kind of a little boho look. Okay, so here we have it. Now let me see. Let's see how this works. So I lay it down like this and kind of hold the pressure on the bracelet with my wrist, okay, and then I wrap around the top and around the bottom. And if you crisscross it, it is no big deal. Don't freak out. You can crisscross it. You can do whatever you want with it. It's pretty boho looking, so, you know, if you want to scoot this up a little bit and try to, it is a little fiddly to get, you know, wrapped around there the way you want it, but it will go, so. And I can do it by myself, I think. Here we go. There we go. So just wrap that toggle. And then I've got this going over. And then you can kind of spread it out on your wrist like this if you want to. You can add as much of the fairy silk as you want. You can make it longer. You can make it shorter. I think it's super cute. I love the boho style. Y'all know I do. And so I think these turn out really cute. And you can customize them so well. You can make it go all the way, you know, you can make it go way up your arm or way down. Just really, really cute. So I've got it turned a little too much that way. Spin it around a little bit. There we go. I want the roses on top. So there you have it. Very Valentine's Day-ish. Very boho and super cute. And what I was going to do that I actually forgot, because, you know, I am like totally not with it. I was going to take some of these beads and put them on here on the fairy silk, which would have been super cute. I don't know that I can get this off to do it. I don't think I can, but it's possible I could. Let me pause it a second. Okay, so it took a little work, but I did get them off because I do want to add these on. I think these would be really cute. And you can just kind of take it and push it through, like if you have a beading awl, especially. You can do this. And just add these on here randomly. I mean, you don't have to do them in any certain order. I just wanted to add some of these colored, or these metal pieces, and some of the, even some of these little guys right here would be so pretty on here. And you could even tie them. Like if you wanted to tie a knot here, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to put them on. And then I can spread them out over my wrist when I put this on. But you could tie them on if you wanted to. But I just think this is kind of gives it a little extra something or other. Let's stick this one in there. I'm just going to do a few on each side, and then I'm going to tie this back on. And it was not easy to get that untied, so just so you know, your knots are pretty secure. Once this fairy silk is tied, it doesn't want to come undone. So that's a good thing, right? I'll put this one on, and I'll put this little one on. This will just give it some sparkle and pizzazz on the silky part. That on. Okay. Maybe one more of these. And it's, see how easy it is to put these on with your beading awl. You just stick it through there and then grab it. It works really quickly and easily. But you do have to have a bead with a fairly good size hole in there. I mean, it's, you know, a little tiny bead ain't gonna work, obviously. Look how cute that looks. It just adds to it. Adds a little bit of pizzazz. So I filmed half this video and then Chris made hibachi. And I went and ate hibachi and that's what distracted me. I came back and couldn't remember what I was supposed to be doing. But sometimes that's how it goes. Okay, so I'm just going to put this back on. Right through here, if I can get it now. Now it's going to be hard because I frayed it a little bit where I pulled it through so many things. There we go. And I am going to tie the knot smaller here. I don't really need that big. I had it too big before. And if you wanted to put a little bit of glue on this knot, you could as well. You know, just stick a little dab of glue on there, but it really was very difficult to get undone. So I don't think it's going to fall off on you. I really don't. But if you have a problem, you know, or you think it's not secure enough, then dab a little glue on there. It won't hurt it. Okay. Just pull it good and tight, and it's going to stay. All right, there's the one side. So let's do this other side. And then I'll show you how it looks on again. So I'm going to go ahead and do this other side, and I'll be right back. Okay, so here we have it. I do like it a lot better with all the little things on here. So let's wrap it. Let's see what it looks like. So I'm going to scoot it up a little. Just going around my wrist several times. Same thing over here. Come back around. Let's see. To where the toggle is, right here. Going to put it through there. Now, what did I do wrong? I didn't wrap tight enough on this side. I'm going to go around again. There we go. Yeah. Okay, so let me go around again on this side. There we go. Now it's going to be tighter. And like I said, you got to play with it a little bit to get it exactly where you want it. And then you'll want to play with it a little bit to get your beads, you know, where you want them on the wrap. But it is a fun bracelet. And I'm just going to put this through here. There we go. And then I will set those two side by side and kind of spread these out a little bit. And like I said, you can make it as long or short as you want. You could go way longer. I'm going to move some of these beads up here so you can see them on the top. But I think these turn out really cute. And you know, you could even customize them like with little charms. There's all kinds of stuff you could do. So yeah, these are super cute. But very cute for Valentine's Day. This one is very red and would have been cute for Christmas even with Christmas colors like green and red and stuff. And you can twist these, you can untwist them, you can move them up your arm. So, pretty cool. But anyway, that is the Gunmetal Roses and the, what did I say, Color Classics in Scarlet sets. And yeah, I think it turns out really cute. Makes a really cute bracelet. Boho, different. You know, I needed a bead on that last one, didn't I? Down here. Oh well. Okay, but anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it wasn't too frustrating. I know it's like I take things apart, put them back together, but that's what you got to do when you're designing sometimes, you know, to figure things out and I don't know, have fun with it. But anyway, check out Jessie James Beads website for all of these products. I will link it in the description box below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.